Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another new files video. Hopefully this time the recording doesn't lag out, but I'm not exactly sure. I won't know until it's done. But let's spin the wheel and see what kind of creature we're going to get for today's video. Ooh, we are getting the glorious Bugbear. Alright. Well, I already have our commenter, and it is Andy.R1628. It was on my most popular video, the Don't Take These Superpower videos, and I did a little bit looking into Kengan Omega. I have no clue what that is, and just by quickly looking at some images, I'm currently thinking it's Baki. So, I don't know, man. I have no clue what you're talking about. It looks interesting. Not my kind of style of reading, but looks interesting. But you got the good old Bugbear, so we're going to name this as the Bugbear Files. And we're going to see who the Bugbears like. Sirens. The Bugbears do quite enjoy the sirens. We'll see how that unfolds. And let's see who they dislike. Golems. Very interesting, very interesting. Seeing that the Bugbears like sirens and Bugbears dislike golems. If you don't know what a bugbear is, I don't exactly blame you. I didn't know what they were until about 2 years ago when I seriously started taking D&D as a hobby. But bugbears are effectively minotaurs, as far as I believe. Based off memory, there's images on screen of what a bugbear is. And sirens. Sirens are very interesting. They have psionic powers, convincing people to come into the ocean with them and fall under their alluring traps. If you ever read the Odyssey, you'll know what they are, because they almost trick Odysseus into falling into the ocean with them. Now golems. Golems are very interesting. You might think of iron golems from Minecraft, maybe even the new copper golems. I don't know how new, I haven't played Minecraft in over 3 years, but... Or maybe you're thinking flesh golems, or stone golems, whatever type of golem you're thinking about, there's plenty of them, so it's very interesting to see that the bugbears dislike them. So I'm going to go mute myself and see what kind of good old lore I can cook up. So as you can see right now, I'm giving myself a quick review on what exactly a bugbear is. I always try to make sure I have all the information I need before I begin making things up. I also have really bad grammar, so you might see me look things up from time to time. Now I'm going to get you skip the little recap here that I normally do, a little halfway checkpoint. Mostly because this video would be 30 minutes long if I didn't do this, and I'm going to be honest, it just makes more sense for me to do this at the very end. If you enjoy those little breaks that I have where I talk about what I just wrote down, then I'll keep them in, but I'm going to cut them out for now. The reason why I showed that comic is because I thought it was funny and pretty much showed how bugbears are born into the world and immediately start working out. Now I'll be quiet for the rest of this time cut so you can enjoy my writing in peace. Alright, I have finished the bugbear lore, and this is what I have come up with. While each clan of the bugbear is different, they all follow the same basic rule: train to be stronger than everyone else in the clan. Their determination to be stronger than everyone is enforced in their yearly ritual of having a bugbear fight a creature of increasing difficulty. By age 8, if you cannot kill a bear on your own, you are considered a runt, and by adulthood you must take down an owlbear. Some clans altered these rules, but that's the general rule. Since bugbears spend all their time training, they don't understand other races and their emotions, like human depression. That's not until they met the sirens. It's unclear if the sirens showed pity, were intimidated, or used their own powers to influence them, but bugbears now have been able to be somewhat empathetic. Not all of them, but it isn't uncommon to see a bugbear comforting someone. Oftentimes it is through showing their emotions, it is through training, but they're trying at least. While bugbears aren't good at it, some can even manipulate their opponents and get into their head to tilt the battle in their favor. A creature that has always given the bugbear problems, though, was the golem. They are massive, strong, and unyielding opponents that can't be manipulated. Many bugbears have fought and hunted golems, but few have won by themselves. If the bugbears fight in a group of at least 3, they can take down about anything, but even then, it is still difficult for them to take down a golem. I actually really like how the bugbear lore came out, and I hope you do too, Andy.R1628. But that's not all we have for today. I have another commenter here, Ollie and Jack, and you'll also be getting one. And once again, this is the comment off my superpower video. So, let's spin the wheel once again and see what kind of creature you get, and what kind of lore am I making today. We have gnomes, the glorious gnomes. And since we have the gnomes, that means we're bringing back the goblins. The goblins dislike the gnomes. So, automatically, we have a rivalry. That's a good thing to keep note of, and I'm going to quickly look through this to see why the goblins dislike the gnomes. Alrighty, after reading the goblin lore, this is what I have. Gnomes came from some sort of place to fight the goblins and stop them from all their trickery. Gnomes have attunement for the wild, and gnomes can shapeshift and talk to the spirits of the forest. But before I begin writing on the gnome lore, let's see who the gnomes dislike themselves. While sure the goblins dislike the gnomes, doesn't mean the gnomes dislike them. It appears the gnomes dislike demons. Wait, I'm supposed to do like first. Well, if the gnomes like the demons, then who do they dislike? The centaur. Alright, well, this is quite interesting. Quite interesting indeed. So, Ollie and Jack, let's see what kind of lore I can make for your good old gnomes. You might see centaurs and minotaurs pop up a few times during this time lapse because I kept getting the two mixed up. Something else you might have noticed is that I'm just writing, and that would be because I already had an idea of what I wanted right after I recapped myself on the goblin lore. Only took small moments to sink it during the demon section and the upcoming centaur section. I had quite a problem trying to figure out how to make this section work, but I figured it out and I'm quite satisfied. Once again though, I am going to skip over this little break that I normally do. The only thing you really need to know about this section is that I'm great at naming things and what I'm about to talk about. I did wanted to point out that many gnomes in the modern day go from male to female or give themselves certain cosmetic features for the sole reason of your comment. I choose shapeshifting because I am transgender and it saved me a lot of money. And for anyone that doesn't know what transgender people are, it is 2026. Please learn what they are. But transgender people are males that identify as female. So, a transgender man was born a woman, but they identify as a man. And there's nothing wrong with this. I fully support you, Ollie and Jack. And I do feel sorry for all of you who have to deal with the replies on your comments, saying things such as, "Let God take you." This person said that they're a trans woman and would like shapeshifting. And there are comments saying, "You poor soul, turn to Jesus Christ." And get some help, bro. Don't kill yourself. Well, that is some good advice. You should not kill yourself. I don't think they need help. Unless they're dealing good with people like this, then yeah, go get some help, man. I do feel sorry for all of you out there that have to deal with all of that. It's 2026. At this point, people should have accepted it, but humans are messed up. And I'm deeply sorry for all you transgender people. But anyways, let's get back onto gnomes and their lore. So I'm going to summarize all this effectively into one very quick paragraph, and let's see what I come up with. Well, I personally don't know what kind of hate, if any, that trans or gay people get. Seeing those comments alone made me mad for all of you. People act like this is new stuff, but it is believed that even Da Vinci was gay. But enough about the queers and back to gnomes. Just when I thought I was done making this, I had to quickly go back and make sure that it was clear that gnomes use their transformation powers for cosmetic reasons. Alrighty, we are back once again, and I have all the lore for the gnomes done. And it does look a lot nicer than what I have up here, which is kind of funny. But I'll go ahead and read it off for all of you, because that's what I do here. Gnomes are known to be from the Enchanted Wood, a place where the wildlife grows in ways that just doesn't make sense, and the creatures range from the smallest mice to the strongest minotaurs. The gnomes have studied these creatures to better understand the forest and its magical properties, and as they did, they learned the ability to transform into them. They would turn into deer to prance through the forest and many others to navigate the woods. In the modern day, many don't change their appearance into other animals, for it takes many days, sometimes even months of studying the creature. So unless they are going to fight, they don't bother learning how to transform. They oftentimes only use their transforming ability to change their own appearance or gender. Similar to the gnomes are the demons, who live in the neighboring forest, the corrupted woods. The gnomes have a deep respect for the demons, for they aren't that different. They might be polar opposites, but they both care for their land and will do just about anything to preserve it or make it flourish more. There are obvious fights between the two because they want to preserve opposite things, but their respect for each other is often greater. The gnomes respect the forest so much that when they heard about the goblins using it as a place to cause mischief, they wouldn't allow it, so they made their way over to them to stop them. They won, forcing the goblins to go back into their caves, but the minotaurs remained and they did not like the rebuilding the gnomes were doing. So, when the goblins came back, they teamed up and overwhelmed the gnomes. And that's where the gnome lore ends. I do hope that you enjoyed your lore entry, Ollie and Jack, but we are not done just yet. There's one last thing I need to do. So if you watched the last episode, which I don't think you did, you would have seen that I got J.E. Pom-Pom455, and he got humans who like vampires but dislike humanoid animals. And the lore that I had for him was really bad. I didn't even like it afterwards. So, J.E. Pom-Pom455, I'm going to do you some justice, and I'm going to rewrite your lore. So let's see if I can do better this time. And I already have some ideas. Almost immediately after I posted the video, I wanted to take it down because of how much I disliked the human lore and how it looked more like vampire lore. So for the past week and a half, I've been thinking about how I'm going to rewrite this. For anyone who was curious on what the old lore was, humans isolated vampires into a small village, giving them sacrifices of crux to keep them satisfied. They eventually came to a truce to fight humanoid animals because humans felt offended by them, but none of it made sense. The vampires could have easily overthrown the humans, and my reasoning was, you and I aren't so different. So I gave humans a reason for being buddy-buddy with vampires, and I like how it came out this time around. Alright, we're back, and I believe I'm finally satisfied with the human lore for the new files. Humans have been determined to be the best throughout all of history, being the #1 race since everyone else are often just better than humans. Due to their determination to be the best race on the planet, humans went to alchemy and later developed the vampiric virus. It started as a super soldier serum, but the downsides quickly showed, starting a conflict between humans and vampires. The relation slowly turned into a truce built on fear that vampires can overpower humans, but humans can kill vampires with their alchemy. The fear has settled greatly in the modern day as the line between being a vampire and being a human started to fade. A new hatred started to form towards humanoid animals, however. Humans want to be the best race, so they felt offended that literal animals evolved to appear human and act human, but kept their animal abilities that made them better than human. This is the general lore for humans in the new files, and yes, I get it that it's going to be a little bit contradicting it in some episodes, such as the one with the pixies, where they hire minotaurs as bodyguard. I understand that they're going to be conflicting at times, but I'm pretty sure everyone watching this video is a human, meaning you know how diverse the human race is. There are humans that like other things and dislike other things and hate anyone who has a different opinion. So, this is just the base lore for humans. It is very difficult to write an origin point for humans, for they are very unique. Humans have all sorts of opinions and very difficult to narrow down to one generic stereotype other than being a jack of all trades. So this was the best I could do. For whatever reason, the video decided to cut there, but JEPompom455, I do hope you like this new version of humans in the new files. So that's everything. Everything you need to know about the new files and all the new lore that has been added. Thank you so much for all the comments and support that you've been giving, and if you want to be included in the new files, just leave a positive comment and I'm sure to see it. I see all the comments you people leave, so I can't wait to see who gets added to the new files next. Until next time, I'll see you later.